Are you itching to spend your hard-earned tax-free fund money on a shiny new exhaust for your car or truck? Well, hang on there, Braden, or Caden, or Jaden, whatever your name is. We gotta have a little talk. You see, there's a few questions that you're gonna wanna ask yourself before you go ahead and do that. Little disclaimer here, I am not against upgrading your exhaust. As you can clearly see, the MR2 and the 4Runner here both have modified exhausts on them. So I put this Gibson catback on the 4Runner for two reasons really. The first one being that one of my complaints about these V8 4Runners in stock form is that they don't sound like V8 4Runners. They're whisper quiet, and the sound of this engine is one of the best parts about it. The other reason was, well, the factory exhaust rotted off completely, and so I thought, Gibson's lifetime warranty on a quality stainless steel exhaust was definitely worth it. And the car here, well, this thing has a fully built engine and a big turbo, and it's running a 3-inch downpipe and making all kinds of power. It would be a shame to try and push that through a tiny little stock exhaust, and these MR2s have little dual exit pea shooters on them from the factory. So while both of these vehicles are certainly louder than stock, let's be honest, louder does not automatically equal better. Take this Tacoma for example. The 4-liter is not exactly a great sounding engine, and opening it up and making it louder does not necessarily improve the vehicle, in my not so humble opinion. How will you know what an exhaust sounds like before you even buy it? Well, you're already here on the YouTubes. Just search for your vehicle and your exhaust of choice, and chances are somebody has probably already done it. A nice, crisp, deep sounding exhaust can really improve the character of a vehicle. In contrast, a raspy, annoying, obnoxious one is just going to annoy you and everybody else around you. You might think that not being able to hear your passengers speak while you're driving is a good thing, but once it gets to the point where you can't even hear your own thoughts, you might regret your purchase. What'd you say, officer? No, it's not a pullover, it's a cardigan. Thanks for asking. Don't even get me started on muffler deletes, because at some point you're going to realize that there's more to life than just trying to get your sister to go on a date with you to a Florida Georgia Line concert. Yeah, I said that. Will it actually make more power than the factory exhaust? Maybe, but you might want to look into that. On a lot of vehicles, you can expect to make like 5 to 20 extra horsepower with an aftermarket catback exhaust system, and that's due to less restriction from larger piping, mandrel bends, and more free-flowing mufflers. This is the factory exhaust for a 1991 MR2, and as you can see, it's pretty darn restrictive. You got this big suitcase muffler here, sharp corners on the piping, small piping to begin with. You'd be crazy to try and push 400 horsepower through this thing. But there's a lot of new vehicles these days that come from the factory with really efficient flowing exhausts, and really all you're going to get is a louder car by putting an aftermarket exhaust on it. So it might sound faster, but is it actually faster? You're going to want to check for dyno graphs from either the manufacturer of the exhaust or head to the forums and Facebook groups of your platform and see what kind of gains other people have actually seen on the dyno. Do you live in the city and either get up real early for work in the morning or head out late at night on weekends or something? Well, try to be considerate. I feel like I'm a car enthusiast through and through, and I can appreciate the sound of a nice engine, but if I hear one more straight pipe Dodge Ram, I'm gonna lose it. I've been guilty of not thinking about this myself in the past, but ever since having a baby, I've started real quickly to understand the importance of nap time and bedtime and not having things startle a baby when you just finally got him down to sleep. What about the build quality? A lot of low-cost exhaust systems are made out of lower quality materials. I know, shocking, right? OEM exhausts are usually made out of pretty decent steel, and they'll last quite a few winters for you. Cheap exhausts will sometimes rust out within just a couple of years even, and I know this because that's what happened to me with my old Jeep Grand Cherokee that I had. It was getting patched all the time at the exhaust shop, all because I didn't want to shell out the money to buy a high-quality stainless option right out of the gate. Needless to say, I learned my lesson with the 4Runner, and she's still going strong. What, 5 or 6 years later? Drone sucks, but you know what sucks even worse? When it lands right at the RPM that you're at on the highway at cruising speeds. Say goodbye to road trips, now you're competing in one of those Survivor challenges, except the string has been replaced with your mental sanity. Are the police in your area very strict on noise violations? Because a loud exhaust is a really easy way for Roscoe P. Coltrane to justify pulling you over. And once they get you on the side of the road, now they have the opportunity to go over your entire car looking for illegal modifications. Where I live, they used to have what they called a safety blitz, which was basically them looking for a reason to pull you over, go over your car with a fine-tooth comb, and try to find any opportunity to write you a library of tickets and even pull your license plates. So if after asking yourself all of these questions, upgrading your exhaust still seems like a good idea, then I say go for it. I think an aftermarket exhaust is one of the best bang for your buck modifications you can make in order to add a little more character to your car. Just don't be an annoying dick.